Welcome to another episode of the Talking Shop podcast. We are back. You cannot get rid of us. We're like that bad penny that keeps turning up. Today's sponsor is Dr. Pepper. We are here. I'm here with Michael to my right from Medium Rare Cards. We are Jacob-less today, so it's just the two OGs talking shop, ready to hang out with y'all for a little bit. So hang out with us and let's talk some shop. What are we talking about today, Michael?
Yes. So now I get to do the rundown since Josh mentioned we are Jacob-less. So let me stumble through this. This week we catch up after another busy week. We want to talk about if anybody, Josh, I don't know if you went, I know that I didn't, but talk about the Salisbury show and if anybody's headed to Hickory this weekend. I know that's one of our favorites. In football, my this is why I don't play fantasy football, because any team that I pick is going to lose. So we'll cover that. And speaking of the NFL, we're gonna take a look at the QBs that are remaining, and if there's any meat left on the bone, or if it's too late. I know what Josh is going to say. He's going to be Mahomes, but we'll talk a little bit about that. In hobby news, there was an interesting post with 4 legendary autographs, and none of them were sports. And I was wondering if Topps is taking a little bit of a shot at Leaf Pop Century. There's a before and after dual relic card that we want to talk about. And then finally, the Steph Curry Superfractor. Is that real? Our thoughts on that, and if Josh's Tom Brady card out of 2012 Prizm is the last real grail that's hiding from us all. We'll also talk about what's new in the shop, maybe a couple cards, a couple pickups, and then we'll end with crazy stat. But first, Josh, you mentioned in the pregame that things were a little crazy at the shop this weekend. Was that a good thing, a bad thing? Tell us about your weekend.
So it's the nutty craze of Pokemon right now, and Prismatic Evolutions came out on Friday. We sold out, selling one item at a time. We sold out in probably 10 minutes, and
wow. Feels like 2020.
People were going to like card shops that opened at 10, wait in line, wipe them out, see what they could get. And we opened at 11, so then they came over to us at 11, waited in line when we opened, wiped us out. So it's a good problem to have. I always remind people it's better than nobody wanting to buy this product. So it was a hot set.
And this is the same set that you're seeing people lose their brains at Costco over, or is that a different set?
That's actually a different product, another hard to get product. I think it's maybe right now a Costco only product. If I remember, that's a 151 product, which is Pokemon. And yeah, it's just Pokemon has said they are going to up the print runs of like Surging Sparks, which is the product that came out last, and then Prismatic Evolutions, which came out Friday. They're going to up that print run and print more of it, but it still takes a while to trickle down to us. And so I mean, it's crazy. I got people wanting to buy the next release at the end of March, already asking to pre-buy it now. And the prices are already going up. So the real debate, if we ever want to have a podcast debate about this, is because what it's doing is it's driving $120 booster boxes up to $250. And so it's doing to Pokemon what happened during COVID in the sports cards is now it's getting too expensive for the average collector. You know, the person that wants to spend $100 on a booster box or wants to get an elite trainer box for $50. Now those are $80, $90, $100 and $200, $250 for boosters.
Wow.
So scalpers get blamed, but it's really just supply and demand. That's what creates scalpers. And I can vouch from being here at the shop is that it's not scalpers coming in and buying it up. There are a lot of new people back to Pokemon, just like the COVID era sports guys that would come in and say, I used to collect back in the day. I've been wanting to get back in it with my son,
Right.
and that's what's happening with Pokemon. We're getting a lot of guys that are like, I used to collect this when I was younger, now I'm older. I wanted to get kind of back into it. And so it's this domino snowball effect of seeing the demand. Oh, I used to carry that or collect that. I'd like to get back in it now that I've got some money as an older adult, and now I can't find it. And then it's just snowballs out of control. So it's better than nobody wanting it. Let's leave it at that. But
yeah, Derek, thanks for commenting. He said some employee at Costco got knocked out since some dude was reselling inside the Costco.
They're going to have to do what they did with sports cards at Targets, limit
behind the counter,
and lock it up, and
yeah. So Josh, and then we'll move on to some local card shows, but we can't blame the breakers for this one because this isn't a product you break, right? This isn't somebody buying this up and then breaking. This is somebody that is, like you said, the nostalgic dude that has big boy money now, or at least grown up money, and so he can buy his toys with grown up money. But this is not a breaking thing.
I'll rain on your parade there. While that is a big portion of it, another big portion of it is reselling on TikTok and whatnot. These guys will rip it and sell by packs and chase stuff that way. So yeah, there's a lot of, I'm a sanctioned Pokemon store. We get more Pokemon product than most all of the stores around. I won't say all because I don't know everybody's allocations, but from what I've heard, we get more product than most.
Interesting.
And we're able to even sometimes supply whatnot guys with a small amount when a good product launches. And it helps me because I can sell, a decent amount in one shot to one person. But for these last couple of releases, we just haven't been able to do that. We said we want to get this into the many hands of our customers as possible.
Right.
And so while people don't like the 1 or 2 per limit person, I'm always like, be thankful we do that. Otherwise, there would be none left here for you to even get one because the first person would buy it all.
Dixon Whiteside says, get ready for when the Team Rocket set releases. We haven't seen anything yet. Is that a Pokemon thing? Team Rocket?
I think so. Okay. Yeah, for sure. And hopefully by the time some of this other stuff, they know that. Let's say, like, if I get 20 cases of a product and the next product's coming out in 3 months, why not print so much more where shops can get 50 cases of it, knowing that we're going to sell it all and customers are going to get their hands on it. It's good for the hobby for there to be a bunch of that out there. Yeah. There's no perfect answer to any of this because there's so many different types of buyers. There's so many different budgets. There's so many different ways to resell it or collect it or play it. Think of the Pokemon players that just want to buy some of this so they can open it and get some cards to build their decks. Yeah. They're not reselling these. They're building decks. What are they supposed to do with $250 booster boxes when they need some cards out of it to build a deck? So that part of it stinks, but I thought we banned Anthony.
I know, Anthony. Coming in hot.
My
favorite podcaster just had a birthday, and then there's Josh. Yes, had a birthday yesterday.
So I thought you were serious yesterday when you said it was a mistake. So I was like, oh, he doesn't have a birthday. So you're just being too modest.
Just another day. Another year around the sun. Super thankful. And then we've got Derek coming in. Did y'all see the Tops Now WWE
I did.
Netflix autos? Yes, we talked about that last week. Awesome. All right, so there was a show in Salisbury last weekend. Josh, I'm guessing you didn't go. Did anybody from the shop go to the Salisbury?
No one from the shop, but some of my customers went and some of my friends went. And from what I heard, it was a very good show.
Yeah.
So
I heard it was packed. I was packed. And then there's a show in Hickory. Is there a contingency from Grand Slam going to Hickory this weekend?
No. No. Yeah, I can't remember the next one we have on the schedule. I'm starting to hear what's crazy about these shows is I'm starting to hear the table prices of what tables starting to sell for at some of these shows.
Getting out of hand.
And like the one in Charlotte, I think is getting up to like $300 a table
For a Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday through the week. And then that's a month. Is that a month rental or is that what is that?
That's your Saturday, maybe Sunday if they do it. But really, it's just
Good
Saturday.
gracious.
Isn't that? I remember when those tables are $50 a table.
Yeah.
Now they're getting up to be 300, and I know some people are even backing out because that's just you get two tables, you got to sell $600 worth of cards, just to break even. And I don't know. I don't like this trend at all. But our Grand Slam show will keep with its low-priced, affordable tables. But I don't know how you remedy that. I guess there is no remedy. When they have no problem filling them and the turnout is good, what do you do?
Yeah, I heard it was packed. And I did want to bounce this off you. We talked about this sort of the ebbs and flows of the hobby. And these shows at the beginning of the year tend to do really well, whether it's pent-up demand, Christmas money, maybe some early tax return money. But I wanted to ask you, like, the best types of cards to buy this time of the year as a collector, and what do you see people asking for this time of the year at the shows that you go to or set up at?
I mean, I don't think the time of the year is a huge factor, except in the immediate what's going on. Jaden Daniels is hot right now.
Oh gosh,
so
yeah.
It's the usual suspects when it comes to who's rocking and rolling right now in the football playoffs. And then the exact opposite, which would be who is way underpriced, like Joe Burrow and a few of these others that like I can buy them cheap right now. So that's not necessarily a this time of year. It's just a cycle that's always going on. So baseball's a little quiet. Football's going strong. Basketball's kind of in this weird, we still got 23, 24 product hitting the shelves, but 24, 25 products on the horizon and two different rookie classes. Now you got two different companies and two different autograph sets coming from different companies. So we're going to talk about Topps Finest that I just noticed comes out tomorrow, not today. I've been telling everyone today because today's Wednesday. Why do they keep on moving these dates?
I don't
know. Thursday releases. What?
Keep you on your toes.
Is today Wednesday? Today's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Yeah.
Never in the 8 years I've been here, this product released on Thursday. So now they're screwing us up.
Yeah, a little bananas. Well, yeah, just keep in mind, guys, there are cycles in this hobby. For me, I'm mostly a baseball guy. So this is where if I was looking to get into a player, this is the time, right? Nobody's thinking about baseball right now. Nobody's they're just not in the news cycle. So you'll be able to find some values out there. But as far as football, Josh mentioned it. You get a quarterback that the hobby loves that's been eliminated from the playoffs, probably a pretty good time to maybe pick up some rare cards of that player.
Yeah, and don't be afraid of being a collector. Buy who you want to collect regardless.
Yeah.
This industry is focused too much on buying to flip and resell. Don't count out your collectible.
Absolutely. We've got Julie So Patterson on our Twitch channel. Any new football products lately, Josh?
So not really. I think Absolute was like 2 weeks ago. Prizm was like 3 weeks ago. Donruss is on the horizon. We're going to talk about releases here soon. That is next Friday, I think, is Donruss football, the hobby version. But yeah, not a lot. So we've just been trying to keep previous year's products and whatever's available on the shelves just to have some stuff to open. But not a lot of football releasing. In fact, let me look at the next thing is Donruss next week, Rookies and Stars in February, Photogenic in February, and then Illusions and Zenith in February.
Don't sleep on when's Topps Chrome football come out?
Probably a while because 23 came out so late. I don't see it on the calendar, so probably a little while still. But you could definitely say we're in a little football release lull of a couple weeks. We're in a big baseball release lull, but we got Series 1 on the horizon.
Yes. Anthony chiming in. The house always wins with these overpriced shows. I couldn't agree more. All right, before we jump into new in the shop, one more thing. Josh, did you watch any football? I predicted a Lions-Bills Super Bowl. That's not going to happen. The Lions got beat by the aforementioned Jaden Daniels. Did you watch any football? Any takes? I got an interesting, I won't say this for crazy stat. A mutual friend sent me a stat saying that, I have to bring this up. Dead air. Since week 12, including the playoffs, there have been 280 turnovers.
Wow.
The Chiefs have 0 of those turnovers.
So
that's pretty strong.
We're gonna talk the Chiefs cheating scandal later in the show. And if you're a Chiefs fan, I've got some ammo for your defense. So stay tuned. Julie So Patterson, that's actually Luke. He's one of our local favorite customers.
Hey, Luke.
Luke, we have a silver Prizm Jaden Daniels rookie that's pretty sweet. That's in the showcase. Come down and check it out. Yeah. So, what were we saying before that?
We were talking about NFL playoffs and turnovers and how the Chiefs don't have any, but I still think, hopefully my curse doesn't continue. I still think that this is Josh Allen's year. I think that he's going to do it.
It's hard to argue it. Is it everybody's heart just wanting the Commanders to do something? But they looked really good. They looked really hard to stop. So, but so did the Lions, and that's why they say any given Sunday, because
absolutely
it comes down to what 1, 2, 3, 4 teams left. It could be anybody's game. So my money's still on the Chiefs. I know I'll get the cheating naysayers, and it's not because of that. I just think the Chiefs. I don't even like the Chiefs. They just
know how to win in January and February. Yeah. So are you going to be doing? You do it every year, I think. You do squares. Yeah. And I think a couple years ago there was like a Super Bowl halftime break or something. So
there was
stick you to that. Yeah. That's always
probably not this year, but there will be. I've thought about doing this for sure. Doing the squares again. I thought about maybe upping the price. And I should have probably upped the price and then posted it a while ago so people could chip away at it now. But we still got plenty of time for the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Stay tuned for Super Bowl squares if you enjoy that. It'll be on the break page eventually.
Awesome. All right, Josh, what's hitting the shelves? You already mentioned Topps Finest. Anything else notable hitting the shelves this week?
So hopefully Leaf has mercy on me. I thought the Elvis Presley Leaf product, I thought that launched Friday when we got it. So we did sell out of it. We didn't get a lot of it. I think we got 1 case of it just because I didn't know how that would do. It did well. We're going to show a hit from the shop in a little bit. It'll be one of the Elvis cards. So that technically launched today. So I am out of it. But that's on the calendar for today.
Were you surprised that a random Elvis Presley Leaf product sold out?
Had I had a ton of it? Yeah, but so it's supposedly, I guess, his stuff sells really well. Obviously, he's Elvis, and in every box you get either a relic, dual relic, triple relic, or quad relic in each box. And I think all the other cards are numbered. So really cool design. Yeah, so not totally surprised. And then you've got the very rare shot at a cut autograph out of that product. But yeah,
well, we're talking a little bit of Topps versus Leaf here in a little bit. What other releases this week?
So as you saw, I thought, again, man, I got to check my calendar more often. I thought this was today. Topps Finest Basketball is actually tomorrow. And then Prizm Racing is Friday, Panini Prizm Racing. So while we're not a big racing shop, I will have that product on Friday. A new Yu-Gi-Oh product called Supreme Darkness. It's been a little bit since we've mentioned a Yu-Gi-Oh product. Our Yu-Gi-Oh shelves are looking thin, so we need that. Got a bunch of that coming. And then let's make sure I'm not missing anything else. Donruss Soccer, which I don't think I have coming. I don't think I was allocated any of that. But for our Donruss Soccer fans listening, that product comes out this week. Oh, it's next week. There's a product called 2025 True Mystery Quarterback Sweat Edition. I pre-ordered it, which means I will probably get it. It's $389 a box. You get one pack in the box. In the pack, you get one buyback card of a quarterback. And so this can be anybody, any year. It says 28 one-of-one sweat packs are included in every case. Each box will feature a different buyback quarterback football card, and all teams are represented in the product. So golds, patch autos, graded cards, signed rookies, one-of-ones, patches, autographs, base rookies, all of it. Looks like a majority of it is graded. But so a really cool, it's called Quarterback Sweat, a really cool repack product. That's Friday, I think.
Cool.
Should I be sure? It is awesome. Whatever the date is for, I think it's Friday.
Awesome. Well, that is new in the shop. And before we move on to hobby news, word from our sponsor.
Are you looking to get your cards graded? Well, here at Grand Slam, we've simplified the process of submitting and getting a card graded. All you have to do is drop off your cards and kick your feet up, while our transparent tracking ensures that you are up to date with every detail along the way. When you log into our website, you'll immediately be greeted with each card in the grading process, along with where it's at in the process and its final grade. And with over 1,000 submissions and some of the top cards across the country being submitted through us, we have become a well-trusted source to handle and submit your cards. So you can do more collecting and leave the chore of grading to us. So don't sit on grading your cards. Get them submitted today at Grand Slam, where grading's made easy.
Get your cards graded.
Come get them graded.
Did you see that PSA has a little bit of a backlog? Did you see that?
Our last delivery was exactly 3 months.
Yeah, a little bit of a backlog.
We felt like it was longer, so we checked on it, and it was literally exactly 3 months. Yeah. So a little bit longer than normal.
All right, let's hit some hobby news. Here's the first one, Josh. I want to get your take on this. So what you're looking at here, if you guys are just listening, it says Comedy Legends Combine for an epic quad autograph card. And this is from Topps. This is Topps 2024 Topps Transcendent. And let me see. And the 4 is Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Norm Macdonald. And they're all cut autos. Is Topps I mean, Transcendent, I think, is a high end product, different than Leaf Pop Century. Topps has traditionally dabbled in this in the Allen and Ginter product, to where they get pop stars and non-sports or mixed, sort of a mixed bag in Allen and Ginter. What are your thoughts on this, Josh? Is this something, because of Fanatics and their tie-in with pop culture? Do you see Topps taking a shot at this niche that Leaf has with pop culture cards?
I mean, they're smart if they do, probably, because why not? My only complaint with like this card in particular is no pictures of the comedians on there. I think a picture of each one would have gone a long way.
I agree. Yeah.
Not a lot of real estate on a card though for picture and for cut autos, so I get it. But
yeah.
So yeah, that's, I think with Leaf you're at least getting pictures of the people, and I think, but I bet you they do some duels with pictures maybe.
I hope so. I hope so. Another more proof that the gold is in the comments. Cesario 92. I'd love that card harder than my
I don't quite understand that. I do love the comment below that. Imagine being named John and pulling this card. Did you see that one?
John.
Because Richard Pryor's cut auto says to John. That would be awesome.
Oh, it does say to John. That's a bit of a bummer. Well, this would be super cool. I agree, Josh. That photos would have been nice on this card. But yeah, if you're a comic fan, this is, I mean, maybe classic comedy, not like modern comedy. But
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if they had taken out Norm Macdonald and maybe put Eddie Murphy in there. I think that would have been the Mount Rushmore.
Or I would go with, well, I guess Norm's on there, but take George Carlin out, because I guess these are stand-up guys. All four of these. I was thinking guys maybe that were in movies as well, but
yeah.
Would you rather have what a customer pulled at our trade show? Livy Dunn.
Livy Dunn. And that's out of the Leaf product.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Does that mean, and if you guys in the comments, if you know how this works, so does Topps reach out to the families of these actors or comedians, or even if they're passed away, they're the athletes, do they reach out to these families and get them to sign the licensing for their autographs? Josh, do you happen to know how that works? Or
no, I guess they wouldn't need to. I thought they could buy the product, at different auctions or sales or things to get the cut autos, but to be able to resell them for money, there has to be some sort of permission given. And I would imagine most of these family members are more than willing to make some money, not make some money off their dead loved one, but keep the name out there in the public eye and get it into the hands of fans and make money in the meantime.
Yeah. Interesting. I do like this comment here. I don't know what happened to Norm. He hasn't done anything funny in the last 4 years.
Boom.
I don't know if that was
too soon.
I don't know if that was on purpose or what. All right. Next in hobby news. Let me see if I could do this. Yes. So Topps introduces before and after dual relic cards. So usually, you see a dual auto, they're two different players. But here, and this looks like Dynasty, right? This looks like Topps Dynasty. So if you're listening and not watching, on screen, we've got a dual relic auto. So there's two relics on only one auto. I guess that sort of gives you a little bit more room for some sweet patches. The first one is Shohei in the Angels uniform and then the Dodgers uniform. The second one is Griffey in his Mariners outfit and then his Reds uniform. You've got Big Mac, A's, and St. Louis. I hope these are not the cards because it looks like you get one sweet patch and then one napkin on the other side. I hope that's not the case.
I'm imagining that these are probably the cards.
I hope that's not because that's just. I think that's just. If you're gonna
do
that,
odd that they're all like that too.
Yeah, like are they just saying, "Yeah, we're gonna give you the good one over here," and then a plain one over here? Yeah, I hope that's not the case. But thoughts on this and how I brought this up in our private chat, trying to relate to you wrestling guys. If there was a chance of doing this on the wrestling side, not with teams, but when somebody, I know a bad guy is called a heel. What's a good guy in wrestling called?
A face or a baby face.
Yeah. So could you see a wrestler doing this if he goes from a heel to a baby face? They don't change outfits or anything, do they?
Often their uniform or whatever doesn't change, so probably not. And then if you did like Cody Rhodes, the American Dream, he used to be Stardust, which was a really cringy gimmick, but they don't want to shine a light on the fact that this is the same person that they've repackaged. So yeah, I don't see that happening.
Probably. So you don't see that happening with this sort of product. This works yeah. Oh, you could do that. How about on the pop side of things? Could you see somebody? Could they do this for an actor that played different characters? You think that would be something?
You would need a relic from the movie for each one, I suppose. That would be cool.
Okay, I'm in. That'd be cool. That'd be super cool. Yeah, in the comments, what do you guys think about this? I think this is. I wish that this wasn't actually. I don't think this is Dynasty. I think this is maybe Diamond Icons.
Diamond Icons is what I was going to say too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even more expensive, probably.
Yeah. Well, where will this be? Probably $800 a box. Need the McGuire. I'm just looking through these comments.
They went all out on the patches on the right. Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, hopefully this is not the case. My goodness.
Yeah, the Barry Bonds. Since Topps can do Barry Bonds now, they need a Barry Bonds one.
Yeah, a Barry Bonds. And it needs to be a player that was sort of iconic on both teams, right? Like I don't know if there would be like a Juan Soto.
Ooh. Stay tuned for one of my stats is a Juan Soto stat. So if you think Juan Soto might be overrated, stay tuned. You'll like the stat I have.
Stay tuned. But definitely, I think this is something to look forward to. I am hoping this finds its way into a more mainstream product, and that they don't keep this in Diamond Icons or Transcended or Dynasty, because that just puts it out of reach. This would be really, really cool if they could do this. I mean, could you imagine the Shohei for the American League All-Star Game and then the National League All-Star Game? Because he's been in both uniforms.
Yeah, that's cool. I think people attach themselves to the teams more.
I don't know, man. What would you pay for a Brady with the Patriots patch?
Yeah,
and then the Buccaneers patch? That would be holy mackerel.
Yeah, no, I agree. That would be that'll be coming surely one day.
All right, our last story. So this guy from Filthbomb Breaks, he said he decided to rip some personals at the office. Safe to say we did okay. He's holding The Topps Chrome is at 2009 Topps Chrome. Steph Curry Superfractor, holy bleep.
Yeah.
And then I've seen some other posts saying that this is fake. What's your take on this, Josh?
I mean, I would assume it's real because they're a reputable. I mean, that's really bad PR if that's fake.
Yeah, people are asking where you don't have this on video. Where's the video? They're a breaker. They should be filming everything. But
yeah, I mean, shouldn't it be going to auction at some point?
That's the thing. I don't know. Yeah. We've got Dross sports cards. If this is a fake, this is the dumbest publicity stunt of all time as you're a reputable breaker.
Yeah, that's kind of my A. Yeah, that's just bad marketing if it's fake.
Yeah. But if it's not, what's this card worth?
Oh, over $1 million for sure.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
I mean, that would be Curry's top card, right? I mean, I would think that would be his. If not, it's one of his top cards for sure.
It's got to be. It's got to be. I mean, National Treasures wasn't out back then. I don't think. Was it? What was the first year National Treasures? So there's not going to be an RPA of Curry. So this has got to be his best card, his best non-autoed card, at least.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it would outweigh all of his auto stuff too.
So with this being pulled, the question that I posed to you, and I literally could not find a photo of it. We talked about this. We mention it several times a year. We talked about this early in the podcast, but you had mentioned that the Tom Brady 1 of 1 out of 2012 Prizm. Now, it's not a rookie card, but it's first year Prizm. Maybe like the greatest card that hasn't been pulled out there, Brady. I mean, is that the last unpulled grail out there of that sort of generation?
I mean, someone needs to correct me on this. I don't think Luka's Prizm Black rookie has been pulled. For Brady, yeah, I think that would be probably his best unpulled card. Because I think all the high-priced bounty cards recently out of Bowman Draft and all that, I think those have been hit. Yeah, his first Black Finite Prizm card is probably his best yet to surface card. Doesn't mean it hasn't been pulled, but it just hasn't appeared anywhere yet.
Let me just see.
Or it's been pulled and destroyed or lost or thrown away or whatever.
And destroyed. So 2012 Prizm Football Tom Brady. I had this pulled up. Oh, come on. I think I would know how to navigate. What am I doing wrong here, Josh? I'm looking for, there it is. And then I look up Tom Brady. So for you guys who are new to collecting, 2012 was the first year Prizm Football came out. So it's a highly collectible set. And let me just share my screen here. This is the population of the Tom Brady cards out of that set.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of, the greens and the golds and the
yeah. What you do not see here are the the 1-1 finite. So there's only one gold.
Yeah, that would be like 1 of 10 have shown up of that, perhaps.
Yeah.
And is this just Prizm? Just what's been graded through PSA, right? So
Yes.
there could be a couple over on Beckett slabs or ungraded,
Yeah.
maybe even SGC.
Yeah. I mean, is it even close? Like, what else? What else out of this genre? Like the Steph Curry was a 2009.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize the Curry hadn't been pulled yet.
I didn't
If that's
either.
fake, and it still hasn't. But
I mean, is
I don't
it
think there's
the
a lot.
last of the true monsters that are out there?
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's still some monsters. Like the gold number to 10, that would be monstrous because if you just see his 2012 Prizm silvers, they're worth a ton. Like a ton for how unnumbered it is and how you wouldn't think it's that rare. But they're thousands just for a silver Prizm Brady from 2012. That's unnumbered.
Yeah.
And by I mean probably PSA 10s are thousands. Raw ones or 9s are probably 1,000. But
Yeah, I couldn't find a photo of it, and I tried to doctor it up, and I couldn't do it. It looked all like crap. So, guys, what cards, what sort of whales are out there? We talked about the Brady 2012 Prizm Black. Josh brought up Luca's. Which card were you saying? Luca's 101.
I think there's a big Luca. Hold on. There's a big Luca rookie from Prizm that I thought hadn't been pulled yet. It was still out there. I think it's the black, but or it just recently got pulled. If you know in the comments,
Yes.
let us know.
Yeah, and then I posted this in our group chat because these sort of huge cards were on my mind. I mean, guys, I saw this one at the National, not this card itself.
You love that card regardless.
Oh my gosh. So this is the 2018 Bowman Chrome Shohei. It's the short print of him carrying a bat bag. So there's like some of him pitching, there's some of him hitting. This is one that is like he's just walking on the field. Super cool card. This is the Superfractor 101, and it's been signed. It's the PSA 20. The card got a 10. The auto got a 10. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it doesn't get a lot. It doesn't get much bigger than that for Ohtani. You got the PSA 20 with the 10-10.
101.
1 of 1. Autographed, super short printed. Yeah. It doesn't get much bigger than that. I remember you talking about that card in the non-autographed Superfractor version. Yeah, is tough. Yeah. You don't even see that.
Yeah, the base non-graded at the Chicago National a couple years ago, they were wanting between 2,500 and 3,000 for it.
Yeah, crazy.
And so, fast forward to this,
and that was long before he had done what he's been doing on the field too. So that card would be worth more now, probably.
Holy mackerel! So we'll see. I'm sure monsters will come popping their heads up through the years now that this is something that I'm wondering about. So, all right, Josh, you said that you wanted to show this card as one of the cards in the vault. So
so this was a customer hit out of that new Elvis Presley product we were talking about. Thought it looked really good. It's the gold vinyl 1 of 1 out of the leaf metal. So there you go. I make the argument, best musician to ever live all the way around.
Did you see the movie? Did you watch the movie, the Elvis movie?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
was all right. I mean, I like anything Elvis. I've watched a lot of like biographical stuff about him, and listened to a ton of his music, watched a ton of YouTube videos, all the good conspiracy theories.
Oh, like he's still around?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Where do you land? Where do you land on that, Mr. Conspiracy?
If you had a gun to my head, I think I would say he's still alive, but
Oh, you heard it. You heard it here first, or second, or 1,000th.
you can make a good argument for both sides. I'm open-minded, so there's definitely some compelling arguments for him faking his death. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, no kidding. So back to cards. Sorry, didn't mean to derail you there. Is this a one and done, or Leaf does this again? Because if it's sold out in your shop, it's probably selling out in other shops. If I make my way up to Hickory, I'll let you know if I see any of this there. But is this a one and done? That you don't want to overdo this, right?
Yeah, I don't think they'll never do a Elvis Presley product again. But yeah, this was probably not an enormous print run. Got to have a lot of relics to, of Elvis stuff to cut up for these products. So I bet you they'll do something like it again, but I doubt you'll see it often. Let's put it that way. He'd be a good cut auto to sneak in some other Pop Century products for sure. I mean, when you make a product that's only about one person, limits you a little bit. He is an icon, but
how about that duel? Little Elvis and Michael Jackson. That'd be a cool. Oh my gosh, through the roof, right?
That'd be awesome. Yeah, they're smart to start doing these things in card form because they know the card collectors pay way more than photograph and autograph collectors. So, for some reason, an autographed Elvis card sells for so much more. It's just like a Brady autographed card sells for so much more than a Brady autographed photo.
Right.
And so they're smart to jump into the card part because they know there's more money there.
Yeah.
And I gotta disagree with Ed. He thinks Elvis is dead. Watch a biography. Watch a documentary, would ya? We can here. Should we? Sean said, "What's up? What's up, Sean?" Luke says, "I hope I can get that." Jaden, how much? You come into the shop. We always take care of you, Luke. Walt brought up a good one too. A Jordan basketball on the left jersey, baseball on the right. That could be very juicy. It's getting his autograph is the problem.
Yep.
Ed's here, says hello. Natalia, if you're not a bot, you said hello. And Ed laughed at my comments. So thank y'all for interacting and watching.
Absolutely. Josh, any more hits from the shop? Anything from the vault? If not, you can maybe close us out with a crazy stat.
I do have a couple crazy stats that are very pertinent to what's going on in the sports world today. Let's see if anything card-wise. Here, I'll show Luke's card since Luke's in the chat. He hit that out of a select hobby box. Anthony Richardson, little patch rookie auto.
There you go.
I have that picture from the other day. If you follow our Instagram, you've probably seen some of these. The last blaster on the shelf, dude hit a Jacobs downtown out of. Thought that was funny, but yeah, go to the Instagram page. You'll see this was hit. I posted it on Instagram. You've seen this card circulating the internet. One of our customers hit that, sent me a picture of it. So congrats. But yeah, I've got two crazy stats. One will help the Chiefs, who are constantly getting the Patriot treatment by calling them cheaters 24/7, like they used to do with Brady and Belichick. I've got some defense for them. Unless you have something else, I'll get right to them.
Well, before Josh starts in on the crazy stat, if you guys have made it this far, thank you. Please like, subscribe, comment, leave a review. Let us know what you like about this podcast and what you hate about it.
I want to break a couple boxes of this, and it would be inexpensive, so stay tuned. I'll probably put that up today.
Awesome.
You ready for a stat? All right.
Absolutely.
we're going to close out with the Mahomes one, but we're going to start with this one. It's comparing 4 years, so 2018 to 2024, 5 years. What is that? Of Juan Soto's stats, the last 5 years, basically, and the 5 years of Brian Giles. If you remember him, I think he was a Pittsburgh Pirate. So there's the two men right there. Brian Giles. Brian Giles versus Juan Soto. And if you look at it, Giles has him beat in almost every category except on base percentage. And that one's like within a couple points of each other. So is Juan Soto overrated, or was Brian Giles underrated? But look at those stats. Smoked him in RBIs, beat him in stolen bases, beat him handily in batting average, beat him in home runs, killed him in hits. Similar games. So that's the question. Is Juan, and Ed and I do agree on this, Juan is overrated for sure. So and now take this and do with it what you will. Since 2018, the Kansas City Chiefs have gotten the fewest help from the refs since Mahomes became the starting quarterback. They are first in total penalty yards. They're 21st in total penalty margin. They're last in offensive penalties committed EPA, and 31st in defensive penalties committed, I would think, against. So I'm just going to leave that right there. Remember when the old adage during the dynasty, the Patriots dynasty, the Patriots are just cheaters. They're just cheaters. All these scandals and all the cheat. There was a website I used to always direct people to called yourteamcheats.com. And I don't even know if it still exists, but someone did all the research and ranked all the teams for all time based on their scandals, their rules violations, anything that would be condoned as cheating. And Patriots weren't even anywhere close to the top. So you got to be careful. Sometimes when you're successful, everybody comes after you and they want an excuse for it. I will say that last Chiefs game did seem like they got some calls that weren't going both ways. But I'll leave you with that, and you make your own decision.
No comment. All right, Josh. Thanks again. Taking time away from the shop. We heard the phone ringing. You're always busy. Jacob, we missed you. Guys, thanks for watching and listening, or both. We'll see you next week.
Do you have any Pokemon in stock?
Any?
That's the question. See ya.
See you guys. Bye.
Are you looking to get